Hello everyone, this is Les with your model discussion video forecast. Today is August 16th, 2025. It's a hot one out there. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. So here's your top weather stories. We have big Category 5 Erin in the tropics. We will take a look at her and the specifics from the National Hurricane Center. The 90s will continue not only today but through about Tuesday or so and next week. Then we'll have a cold front Wednesday into Thursday, and that'll drop temperatures back to normal to maybe even slightly below. We'll see how low they actually go, but we'll call it low to mid 80s pretty much at this point. And as I just said, cooler, less humid. And then we'll take a look at the longer term in the 500 millibar pattern with the ensembles, and then we'll see what's going on. So, all right, as of 2 o'clock, 89 degrees. We got another contest day here. We'll probably hit 90 plus by the time this video is done recording. Dew point 66, humidity is 47%, winds are northwest at 7, pressure's holding steady, and the Ohio River stage is about normal. Summer pool, 26.4 feet. All right, so let's take a look at Erin. As of the last update, as you can see, a Category 5, big time here. And winds are now near 160 miles an hour. The pressure has now fallen to 917. Wow. And then probably the time you're watching this video, the new update will be out. I just didn't get it in time. But I'm sure it's at least 160, maybe even 165 by now. We'll have to check on that. But anyway, Category 5. Movement off to the west at 17, and the pressure is 917. Millibars are 27.8 inches, located 105 miles to the north of Antigua there. All right, so here is from the National Hurricane Center, the forecast max position and winds. And look at this. Wow. It could go up to 165, which likely, as I mentioned, probably already is. Maintaining Cat 5 strength over the next at least 24 hours. Strong 4 after that, and then it'll slowly start to decline after day 3 as it gets caught into the jet stream, gets deflected northeast, and gets sent into cooler waters. But it's going to be a powerful system for quite some time. And look at this. This is probably as of about 1 o'clock, excuse me, this afternoon. And here is Erin. Wow, look at that buzzsaw look here. Let me change colors. Yeah, this is a little better. Look at that buzzsaw look there. Wow. Looks great. Nice central dense overcast here around the center. A very well-defined eye. Great outflow here. Beautiful outflow in the mid-levels. Let me change colors again. Anyway, you can see the outflow there in the mid-levels and upper levels of the atmosphere in all 4 quadrants. It just looks fantastic. So here's the official forecast track from the Hurricane Center. As you can see, it's going to pass mainly north of the islands. Bermuda's going to be close. Bermuda may take it on the chin next week. We'll have to see. Bermuda's going to be close on that one. But we're hoping that she'll pass in between the U.S. and Bermuda. Everybody gets wind and surf, and hopefully after that we don't have any more problems. So, all right, let's move on, folks. And any short-term rain chances? Why, yes, we certainly do. The high-resolution guidance is offering up a chance late tonight, early tomorrow morning. It's probably about, we'll just say 4 to 7 a.m. range. We'll call it that, 4 to 8. And there'll be a dying complex of thunderstorms coming from up here in Chicago, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And this is going to move southeast, south-southeast, and weaken as it does so, however. But maybe we can catch a leftover shower or a thunderstorm. We'll have to wait and see. This is the HER model. And it's a couple hours later at about 8 o'clock in the morning, kind of dying over northern Kentucky. Just some spotty convection left over. So maybe you can catch a quick shower or storm in the morning if you're off to early church services. Heads up, like yours truly will be. 7:30 Mass. Here's the NAM, the 3-kilometer NAM. Same time period, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. And here's the operational NAM about 8 o'clock in the morning. Same sort of thing, you can see. So we'll call it 30-40% chance. Some of you may catch a storm, others won't. but we'll see what happens. All right, so the 90s are going to continue for a while, as we said. This is from the GFS, the moist guidance, and here's the forecast that I'm circling in red. That's all you really need to worry about here. It's going with 94 today. This is probably a little overdone. I'd shave 2 to 3 degrees off of this because of all the rain we've had this year. We're not in a drought. Good point, as Tim always says on our forum, and he's absolutely correct. So I'd go 91, 92 today. Probably 92 or so tomorrow. 92, 93. I'll give it to you Monday, Tuesday, low 90s. And then you can see the front coming through here with a pair of low 80s Wednesday, Thursday, mid 80s. And that's where we should be this time of year, 82, 64. So we're finally getting closer to average by the second half of next week. So that's a promising sign that there's an end to this pattern coming up. All right, the European model, again, 96. It's got for Tuesday of next week. Again, I think that's overdone. 92, 93, I think ought to do it. And here's the European with Wednesday afternoon bringing that line of storms in with the front, as you can see here. So we'll definitely have 40. We'll go with 50, 60% coverage. I think at this time is fair at this distance. And here's the GFS. Same sort of thing here, as you can see, for Thursday. So we talked about Wednesday into Thursday is probably the best chance for rain next week. And here is the GFS also for Thursday. As you can see, really good agreement here. Here's the European for Thursday. Same sort of thing, widely scattered to scattered storms. Best chance on the Europeans a little further south over Tennessee Valley. But you can see the same sort of thing. So we'll go with isolated Tuesday, we'll go scattered Wednesday, Thursday, and then that's going to be about it for next week, rain chances. All right, the extended range by next weekend, we have a nice trough in place here. You can see with the ridging over the west, nice trough northeast of Hawaii. That gives you ridging over Alaska and the western United States, and a nice trough over the east. Some nice blocking here. Boy, this would be a good wintertime snowstorm pattern for the East Coast. Boy, they'd be salivating, the I-95 folks. Wow. Because we'd want this ridge back here for us. If this ridge was back here, I'd be salivating, not over the four corners. That's an East Coast pattern. But you back that ridge up a couple hundred miles and it becomes an OV pattern, baby. All right, we don't, winter's obviously 5-6 months away, but anyway, it's a really nice break from the heat is the point of this by next week. And you can see here on the GFS ensemble. Further out in time on the GFS ensemble, as you can see here by the following Tuesday, same sort of thing. The ridging is over to the west. We have a little bit of a trough trying to break the ridge down, though. Still general troughing over New England. This is not a hot pattern for us. Our temps should be about normal. Probably warming up to slightly above by the end of next week, going into Labor Day weekend. But what's troubling here, speaking of that, we'll get through the the EPS. But I want to talk about something. EPS is the same sort of thing by next weekend. Ridge over to west, trough at the east. Further out in time, same thing, but you can see the trough starts to dip into Pacific Northwest a little bit. So we start to weaken that ridge and shove it east, but there's still general troughing the following Tuesday again. And then this is what I was talking about with the GFS ensemble. Here's the EPS. It's more pronounced. See the ridging across the top, and the lower heights are going to be down here. That worries me for Labor Day weekend if this setup is correct. If something's brewing in the tropics, we'll need to watch this. This is a tropical trouble pattern for the Gulf Coast and southeast portions of the country. So we need to watch that if this 500 millibar map comes to fruition. The GFS ensemble hinted at it, but the EPS I think is much more pronounced with that setup, with the blocking ridge over the top and the lower heights down in the tropics for something to develop. So we'll see. All right, one final point. Just want to say, please join Absolute Vorticity. Tell your friends and family our forum's back up and running. Join us now for the upcoming season. We are always free. Always free. We always will be. And I want to thank everybody for watching Les's model discussion video forecast. Have yourselves a great day and a great weekend. Bye-bye.